So Hussein Farhat just posted a video calling Jeff Nippard a two-faced snake while playing the victim card after the entire industry called him out for lying about lying. Oh, and he still finds ways to lie about me too. Let's get into it. So in my latest video, we covered how Hussein Farhat screwed over Jeff Nippard, who defended him with not one but two high production videos by throwing Jeff's credibility under the bus just to make his little publicity stunt with Greg Doucette look more convincing. You see, Greg posted a couple of comments on a handful of channels telling people Hussein was gonna come clean as a fake natty, prompting Jeff to make a post on Instagram publicly stating that he took an L by defending Hussein. However, now Hussein is claiming Jeff actively tried to destroy his career with that post, and that he actually knew Greg's comments and the upcoming video they would upload were actually jokes beforehand. He's basically claiming that Jeff Nippard snaked him. Let's take a look at the video.
For the past few days, there's been thousands of comments calling me a fake natty, saying I'm a liar, and there's also been hundreds of influencers that some of them I really thought were my friends that came out and made videos absolutely bashing me.
I think you're a piece of shit.
And bashing my name and bashing my natty status.
We got motherfuckers making millions of dollars from this shit, just lying out of their ass.
So he starts off the video already playing victim, Hussein. The fact that a couple of comments from Greg was all it took for your quote-unquote friends to make videos saying that you're a fake natty proves that all of these people deep down also knew that there's no way you're natural. They simply just didn't want to burn bridges and thus have been giving you the quote-unquote benefit of the doubt. They didn't bother asking beforehand and immediately took Greg's comments at face value because they don't actually believe you're natural. They were just waiting on the tiniest bit of evidence to come out and finally make their thoughts clear.
Now, before I even start, I just want to say that I am a lifetime natural. I've never touched any sort of steroid, any sort of gear, any sort of peptide. I really don't mind getting judged. I don't mind the doubters. I don't mind the haters. I've been through it already. I just want to tell people the truth. If I decide to hop on, I will look into this camera and tell you guys, all right, I'm on. That's essentially how it is in terms of my natty status.
I mean, yeah, he's just way too deep into the lie and will never admit he's taken steroids. Also, I genuinely just can't help but laugh at the title of this video. What career are we talking about here, Hussein? You're a scam artist who started shilling one-on-one personal coaching to people after only training for a year and a half on the pretense that you achieved your mutant level transformation naturally, just to then shill the people that fell for your scam, another scam being testosterone. What a career.
So this whole thing started with me and Greg training at a gym. We were getting a workout in, I was recording the thing for a vlog, and then he came up with the idea to make a video, essentially just trolling all of the haters, trolling everybody that thinks that I'm not a natural by using their arguments of me not being a natural, like,
he hopped on for 16 months
and hopped off,
but kept all the muscle,
which just doesn't make sense.
I mean, it really does make sense actually. You can take steroids, come close to your genetic limit, and then hop off with a good PCT and retain pretty much all of your gains. It is only when you shatter the ceiling of what your body can naturally produce and maintain that you will lose a considerable amount of size when you hop off. Don't just take my words for it. TNF has come out and said the exact same thing.
I also had to put on some fat because I'm not on performance enhancing drugs.
His first argument is I wasn't able to achieve it myself, so that's why he's not natural.
Alright, so here he goes and pulls up a clip of a video where he reacted to my original video that started all of this and constructs a straw man argument by completely misrepresenting what I was trying to convey. In this clip, where I show my own 2.5-year physique transformation, where I went from 130 to 183 pounds, I was showing that whenever you put on a considerable amount of mass within a relatively short period of time, you're gonna put on some body fat if you're natural. That's simply the reality of bulking. Now, depending on your genetics, this could be very little body fat or it could be a noticeable amount. As you can tell, I, for example, did put on a good amount of fat, going from around 13% body fat in the before picture to about 19% body fat in my after picture at the peak of my bulk. However, our little 1 in a million genetically altered lab specimen over here put on about 50 pounds in 2 years while also getting leaner in the process, which to me is another very clear indication of him having hopped on steroids. That was the point of that comparison. I could have used any natural lifter who actually bulked, but chose to use myself because my own transformation pictures were simply most accessible to me. Nowhere in that clip or video do I state that I have amazing genetics or that no one can make a more impressive transformation than me. You see, I've stated many times before that my genetics are truly nothing special, and I have absolutely no problem with that. My ego or success on YouTube for that matter isn't based on me having an incredible physique like it is for you, Hussein. Rather, the progress that I made, which is quite substantial within the context of my genetics, serves as a way to show that I have put in the work in the gym and I'm not completely clueless about how any of this works. I mean, just look at how I went from having a non-existent chest to some decent milkers in about 2.5 years. This to say that I don't have 1% genetics, I absolutely haven't done everything perfect along the way, and I'm by no means satisfied with the amount of gains I made, but I am proud of what I have achieved thus far considering where I started. So I don't feel the need to cope by trying to say that no one can make better progress than me. As a matter of fact, a good amount of people watching this video will be able to, and I'm rooting for all of them to do so while actually staying natural. I can respect the attempt at rage baiting me though.
Sarcastic video essentially to make fun of them. That was the idea. Greg came up with it, and I was like, yeah, sure, that could be funny. And if you watch it, you understand, all right, this is just a joke, like Greg does. He does those sarcastic videos.
Hi. Hey, how are you, Han? Oh, I love you, Mike. Is your town?
So the point of this brilliant troll of theirs was to lie to everyone about lying, to convince everyone they're not liars, while in reality lying about lying because they're still lying about his natty status. You guys keeping up?
That was the whole point all the way. A lot of people think that we filmed this video and then saw the backlash and we were like, oh, we're trying to play it down. I literally have clips of me laughing while recording this video. I'll pull up a couple of them here.
And I decided to use steroids for 16 months straight and then stop after that.
Okay.
Testosterone, a little bit of Anavar, a little bit of, what was the last one?
Oh, MK677.
The idea was to edit it, post it, and that's it. And here's when everything absolutely blew up and went out of proportion. It's when Greg decided to comment on Scott Herman's video saying that I've been on gear for 16 months, I have a video that's coming soon, and that people should go and watch it. Essentially, Greg kind of spoiled the video before it was even out, and everybody saw that comment and everybody started reacting to it.
Hussein, his reputation should be just completely gone.
Hussein Farhat got exposed for taking steroids, and this is all for publicity, no doubt.
I mean, you said it yourself. Greg spoiled the video and you got a ton of backlash, meaning that the video, irregardless of Greg's comments, is inherently stupid. You're trying to prove that you're not a liar by lying about lying. Moreover, just purely off of statistics, more than half of all people will have clicked off by the halfway point of your video, meaning that a good amount of people who will not have picked up on the sarcasm throughout this video will still think you came clean about hopping on steroids after watching your video, even if Greg never made that comment. So you've still tanked Jeff's credibility in the eyes of a lot of people who originally believed Jeff. You know, to me that seems like a pretty weird way to repay someone that nuked their credibility to defend you after having spent a decade building his credibility up with high quality content. Also, real quick, before we continue this video, only 60% of you that watched my last video were subscribed to the channel, so consider subscribing because we just hit 50,000 subscribers, which means we're officially on the road to 100,000. Alright, let's continue.
In the process, they screwed over Jeff Nippard.
Now here's the part that I feel like everybody is talking about and that I feel like is kind of in my opinion. Jeff made a post about me essentially saying that he regrets working with me, he regrets including me in the video, and that now he's also one of the doubters, one of the people that thinks that I'm a fake natty. And he posted this on his Instagram and on his YouTube, which means he posted this to 10+ million followers across his platforms. And the reason why I feel like this is a weird move from Jeff is because he knew that it was a joke. The video wasn't serious, it was sarcastic. Essentially, Jeff DM'd Greg and asked him, were you being sarcastic in this comment because everybody thinks that you were being serious? To which Greg replied, we're waiting for the video to come out on
Saturday. Me and Hussein posted a 20-minute video. It'll be very interesting to see how the world reacts to the video. And I don't want to say anything more about the video. I just wanted to put some testers and feelers out on what people are going to say. And hopefully everyone in the industry reacts to it. And then we can make more videos reacting to those videos, reacting.
Greg told him everything about the video. You know, it's coming out on Saturday. And then Jeff said, so wait, did he actually cycle? If so, I'll need to publicly retract my statements because I've been putting a lot of my own reputation on the line for it. I'm absolutely with him. All right, if I did cycle, it makes like a lot of sense to retract your comments or make a post like he did to call me a fake natty, to call me, you know, a liar, whatever. That part I absolutely get. And if that was the case, I have no beef with Jeff. Be my guest. Do that post. I don't mind. If I did lie to you, you're in the right to make that post. That's the way I see it. But then this is what I really find weird. Greg told him,
so in the video, but don't tell anyone, in the video, we're going to come out and say that he took a bunch of stuff. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, it's this polymorphism thing that allowed him to keep all his gains. I would say at the end of the video, 50% of people will be like, this is a joke. And then 50% will say, I knew it. Or they'll watch the first 2 minutes and not watch the full video. So you don't need to retract anything. Let me just leave it at that.
So in the video, he told him exactly what we're going to be doing. He told him it's a joke. He told him we're going to be trolling. Again, it's going to be a video where we make fun of the haters.
I mean, he just didn't though, did he? You pretty much backstabbed Jeff, forced him to make a public post saying that he took an L, and are now twisting the story even further to try and save your own hide. If we go through these messages, nowhere does Greg explicitly say that the video is a joke. He said that you guys would be coming out and saying that you hopped on a cycle, that polymorphism is the reason you've maintained your gains, and and that by the end of the video, half of all people will think you're joking and half won't. This could have easily been interpreted by Jeff as you actually coming clean about your usage and simply using polymorphism as an excuse. You haven't in the slightest made it fully clear to Jeff that the video was going to be a prank. Greg messed up with the original comments he posted on Scott Herman's video, and now he messed up even further by not actually clarifying the plan to Jeff, and now you're trying to twist everything to make it appear as if Jeff 100% knew the video was going to be a joke and still decided to maliciously ruin your career as the title states. You're such a slimy guy. I genuinely hope that by now Jeff learned his lesson to not try and defend habitual liars and fake natties in the future, because this is what comes out of it. They absolutely toyed with what remained of Jeff's reputation after he extensively defended Hussein, and now they're trying to portray him as some malicious guy that actively tried to ruin Hussein's career.
And then the part that I really find weird is that Jeff still decided to make that post after Greg told him that it was going to be a joke. It's like as if he never asked anybody, as if he asked Greg and Greg told him yes, he's actually on gear. That's the post that he made. He's made the same post he was going to make as if Greg told him that I was on gear, even though Greg told him that it was a joke.
Again, that's quite literally what Greg told him though. He told him you were going to come clean about using gear and that half of all people would believe it and half wouldn't. Greg failed to explicitly make it clear that you guys were joking. Literally all it would have taken was a text saying, yeah, we're just messing around. I can 100% see how Jeff interpreted the text to mean that you guys were not joking and were actually going to come clean.
He knew it was a joke, he knew it wasn't real, he knew I wasn't on gear, and he still decided to make that post calling me out. And the reason, honestly, I think Jeff decided to make that post in the first place is because he wasn't able to handle all of the heat he was getting.
This guy is such a scumbag. Listen, I obviously believe Jeff had all this coming because he tried to defend fake natties when he should and did know better. But it's truly insane to me to see this guy actively try to ruin Jeff's reputation even further by portraying him as some backstabbing snake just because Jeff decided to take accountability when he thought that Hussein was gonna come clean. After all that Jeff did for this little weasel.
He called me for a video, I pulled up for the video, got him a viral video, he was able to do another one on it, which also went viral.
I mean, what do you mean you gave Jeff a viral video? Every video Jeff makes gets millions of views. Out of his latest 10 videos, 7 videos performed better than the 2 that he made about you.
I hadn't even posted the video yet, but he saw it as an opportunity to flip around, join the haters, and essentially direct all of the hate he was getting towards me. He played the victim, said that, I got tricked, you can all say, I told you so, I'll take my L, knowing everybody was going to be with him, they're going to feel bad for him, and all of that hate is going to go towards me, and obviously Greg, because people are going to think, Greg knew about it all along.
This guy is genuinely so full of himself. How ironic, saying that Jeff is lying and playing the victim card when that is literally all that you are doing in this video. Listen Jeff, let me give you the same piece of advice I gave the scientific snitch in my last video. Don't try and rub shoulders with sociopaths, narcissists, and habitual liars, because they'll have absolutely zero problem stabbing you in the back when it benefits them in any way. And to Greg and Hussein, like this one commenter said, you guys played so much 5D chess, you ended up checkmating yourself. And now you're lashing out at Jeff, because narcissists can never admit when they have messed up and always have to shift blame to other people. Anywho, that was it for this video. I want to sincerely thank all of you for sticking around and watching these videos. We just hit 50,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane to me, and I'm really excited to say that this is only the start of the Anabolic Stick YouTube channel. I genuinely can't wait to make each video better than the previous one and to keep pumping out content that you all enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video.